having can do as well. But having has just the extra benefit that it is applied after the grouping operation. Okay. We also have group by operations. We talked about that. Distinct queries. Yes, let's find what else. Oh, yes, the with clause. Um, yeah, just one thing. This is you guys should you already know about. I mean, this is pretty explanatory, but essentially, if we are grouping our attributes, grouping our results with certain attributes, we can only project out those set of attributes because the resultant schema from that group operation will not have the other attributes, right? It would only have those grouped attributes. And if we perform functions, aggregate functions on those, we can only have a subset of those grouping attributes in the result, right? Okay. Query. Find customers with more claims than the average number of claims. So is this one level of aggregation or two? Can you guys tell me, one or two? Two, right? Because firstly, we need to compute exactly. Firstly, we need to compute the count, the number of rows, and then we need to compute the average. And we cannot do something like this. SQL really hates that. So these are two levels of aggregate operations. Nice. So first we need to count all the claims, count star, and store that into, let's say, num claims. And then we can use basically this query as a subquery and say average num claims from that subquery, where we just create num claims for us, right? Okay. Now, if we want to select all the customers, we can then say, driver ID count star as num claims, having num claims greater than equals to this query that we had, right? That basically computes. So this subquery computes the average number of claims. And then basically we are saying, since it's after the grouping operation, grouping by driver ID, we have the having clause, having num claims greater than equals to this thing. Now, there is a bug in this thing. One thing that SQL really hates, and I really don't know why, don't ask me why, but we can't have num claims here, right? So we said that count star was num claims, but in the having clause, SQL really does not allow you to have num claims here. Basically for this, what we need to do, and everyone, before I type it out, tell me what can we do for this particular thing. Let's see if you remember. So we can't have num claims, that is a computed aggregate value in the having clause. What we need is the count star here, because having does not allow you to use count star on its own as a comparison. I mean, num claims as a comparison operation. We need to recalculate or basically retype the actual aggregate operation here. We can't use the actual renamed version of that. Okay, don't ask me why that's that. Okay. We can also write the same thing with the with clause. But as I said earlier, well, I think I told that in the homework as well, MySQL does not support the with clause, but for other databases, we can also have the with clause, that is basically with claim counts. Essentially means that create a temporary table called claim counts with these attributes, as then we have these set of operations, right? Okay. We also talked about data definition type things, and we are almost done. So essentially create table. We remember primary key, unique, and reference for foreign keys. The difference between a primary key and a unique key, apart from the obvious, is that unique and references does not have the condition for not null. So they can be null values. Remember that we had that not null and those things. Unique can be null, but primary key can never be null. Okay. Also remember that in case of foreign keys, if a foreign key, and we had a question about this earlier, right? So can a foreign key reference a table without a primary key? It can, by just having an attribute name there. And if it is just another attribute, potentially that attribute can also have a null value. Even if it is unique, potentially it can have a null value. If the foreign key references an attribute that has a null value, the foreign key will not work. It will not compare that particular row, and it just does not give you any error. It just does not apply that constraint at all if it is a null value. So that is something I remember one time I really had this issue because I really couldn't figure out why it was not working for the on cascade delete thing, because my foreign key attribute was referencing a table that had a null value. It was not a primary key, so it was referencing something that did not have a null value, and that was a huge weird thing. Anyway, coming back. So we also have the SQL data types: integer, char, var, date, time, those things. Always remember that if we want to declare single attribute primary keys, we can declare it within the same line. But usually I prefer to write it as a separate thing. So primary key, and this also applies to multiple attributes as well. So primary key is driver ID, license, and date. Remember to specify appropriate data types for your attributes. So driver ID is character of type 12. However, amount would be a number, so you would use numeric for that. For date, you would like to use timestamp or date time for this thing. Specify not nulls wherever you want to, or you want to have them not a primary key, but they can't be null either. We can also specify foreign keys as well separately after. Okay. Yes, so unique can be null values, foreign key also can be null values. Primary key are the only thing that do not allow null values at all. But from that, unique would be considered to be a primary key, but a primary sort of behaves like a primary key, but something that allows null values. A foreign key behaves weirdly with null values as well. Okay. And yeah, coming back to this thing, whenever we have reference operations, we talked about this. We need to first delete. If we don't have that on delete cascade thing, we need to first delete from depositor, then borrower. If we were trying to delete, remember we talked about deleting Jones from our table, right? And depositor referenced customer, borrower referenced customer. So first we need to remove Jones from those two tables, and then we can remove it from the customer table. Otherwise, if we want, we can also use the on delete cascade and on delete on update cascade. Okay, so let me just stop record. So any questions about this? I think that's it for the review. Any questions that comes to mind? Are we feeling confident with the exam? Let me stop.